Hey everybody, welcome back to part 5 in our series of how to play the A Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game on the tabletop simulator. In this video I'm going to show how to move, pivot and charge. Let's get going. So in order to execute a basic move, you press move on the unit's tray and that will bring up the movement ruler. The broken lines indicate 1 inch and the full lines indicate 5 inches. When you try to move your unit, the line makes it so that you can only move in straight lines. So you can't just move anywhere, you can only move on those straight lines as if on rails. So let's say I want to march the unit up, move it there, drop. If I change my mind, I can just press undo and the unit will move back into its original position. Okay, but let's say I want to execute a march here with those bowmen. I'll move them up to the 10-inch line and I'll drop them right on there. Okay, and then click done and that's it, moved up. Now if I need to pivot, I press pivot on the unit's tray and then I just use the slider that popped up on the top of the screen and that will pivot the unit. If I need better control over my movement, I can click Find Pivot just below the slider and this allows me to pivot in smaller degrees. When I'm done with pivot, I could click Pivot Done. If I want to undo what I've just did, press undo, goes back into the original position. So that's just like with a movement. And the default ruler that you see while pivoting is your movement ruler. So this tells you how far something is away from you at a glance. However, if you need to see your lines of sight while pivoting, then you can activate the attack ruler by clicking on this attack ruler button, and that gives you your lines of sight. Okay, so you've got your front arc, your side arcs, and your back arc. There's also a third ruler, which is called the Align ruler. And this shows you where the middle of your front and side edges are. And you can use that if you need to, for example, block an opponent from attacking you in your side arc, for example. So let's say I want to make sure that it's impossible for my opponent to align to my left flank. Can just pivot so that the left alignment line goes through these palisades, and now I'm sure no unit can align there. The last feature of pivot is the toggle highlight, and what that does is it makes sure that the ruler becomes visible even if it's hidden underneath other units. So sometimes that may happen. Let's say I'll go with the attack ruler here and let's remove the highlight for a sec. You see how that line is no longer visible underneath the wolf. If I toggle the highlight, it becomes visible. So that helps you to determine whether something is in a front or side arc. When you're done with pivoting, you just press pivot done. If you now want to charge something, let's pick a different unit for that. I don't think these bowmen will do any charging, so let's go with those houseboaten bastard ghosts. So if I want to charge the Tali Cavaliers over here, I would click charge on that unit, and then I'll just drop it anywhere on the unit that I want to charge. And then I click on the front, right, left, or rear buttons to choose a side that I want to charge into or that I want to align with. Since I charge from the front, I'm only allowed to use the front, so let's do that. And then I get the alignment ruler, and this allows me to quickly align either center, align right, align left. Let's say I want to align left so that those Stark Outriders maybe have a harder time hitting my flank. And click done, and that's it. that is how you charge. Now the attack ruler that I've shown while pivoting is also available on every unit by clicking the attack button at the front, and that immediately gives you your arcs. And this is useful if you want to charge a unit, for example. Let's say I want to make sure that my Stark Outriders can actually charge those bastard girls on the flank. Then I check whether a 6-inch movement will take me into the flank arc, and it does very easily, as you can see. Because as soon as the flagpole, which indicates the middle of your tray, gets over that line, you know that you've switched the arc and now you're in the flank arc. You can also just try that out and then move back. If you have any kind of complex maneuver, what you may want to do is store the location that the unit is currently in. And then when you want to unwind everything, you can just do that easily. And the way you do that is by right-clicking the unit where you want to store its current location, and then click on Store Location. Say I now try my pivot. Okay, move like so. Move 6 inches. Pivot. And now I could charge that unit. But maybe I realize, oh, that's a bad idea, because then those blackguards will charge my flank. So I want to undo all that movement. I just right-click my Outriders, click on Recall Location, and then I move back to the original position. One more interesting and useful feature of the attack arc is that it does show you your line of sight and ranges for ranged attack units. Let's just have a look at the bowman real quick. If I click on attack, the inner circle shows me my range for short-ranged attacks, and the outer circle is the range for a long-range attack, as measured from the center of the unit's front. So that's how you move in the Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game mod on Tabletop Simulator. I hope this was useful. See you next time. Stay hydrated. Cheers.